just assume this shit's money laundering. Where you're like, oh, you want to fucking pay some guy? And some guy needs to have money, but not from something illegal. Oh,
Yeah.
he sold himself an NFT for $1 million. Okay. Whatever.
Well, you saw who bought it, right?
Yeah, I know all about it.
So it's these guys that they actually doxed themselves today. It's like these two like Indian guys or something that just, like you said, made a shitload trading or whatever, or just in crypto in general, and decided let's start an NFT fund. And they already were balls deep in trying to make NFTs a thing before this.
Well, they have an exchange that allows you to trade the shit.
Yeah.
So they're trying to like give it I mean, look,
and they had to outbid Justin's son. That's the only reason it got the 69 million.
Which was terribly
just
stupid,
had to get...
in my opinion. They should have taken Justin's money. Like, he's obviously like not a good investor. Like,
yeah,
if you look at his trades are like comedically bad usually.
My friend, listen, they already were selling Beeple art, right?
Yeah.
So
well, buying it.
Or buying it rather,
yeah.
and selling it. I don't know what they're doing. And then, like, okay, so all of a sudden, these guys already have a relationship with Beeple.
Yeah.
Win an auction, pay Beeple 69 million. Do you think Beeple's keeping all that, or is it going right back? Come on.
I hear you, bro.
Here.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let's be real.
She'll bidding.
Get a chain analysis on this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the chain analysis that I read is that Christie's would only accept payment terms if it was a direct send from only a select number of exchanges. But if the two parties, the buyer and the seller, both had an account on the same exchange, you won't see anything on chain. So there is no on-chain record of that sale.
I think it was on chain. There was the same day there was like a movement of $69 million of ETH, like somebody posted on Twitter, like one of those whale movement things.
All right.
So I don't doubt that the money was sent, but I mean, they had a pre-existing relationship.
Sure.
So right away that raises doubt.
Yeah, why didn't you just buy this stuff from each other since you already knew each other? Like, why get Christie's involved and pay them a fee?
It's a great publicity stunt. Yeah. You know, they got Wall Street Journal, they got every news network, they got everybody's talking about NFTs. My aunt is asking what's an NFT. Like, it's Bitcoin level awareness that they got.
Well, the difference is, so people
smart.
We're gonna have a long conversation. Unless you give up, then we'll just have it without you. But like,
we'll see.
There's a lot of shit to talk about. So let's take, okay, people don't understand what NFT means. It means non-fungible token. Okay, what does that mean? It means that when someone else buys one, it doesn't move up the price of yours. So if I have this watch and someone buys it for me for a lot, your Rolex doesn't go up in price. You don't benefit from it. But if we have a fungible token like Bitcoin, if someone buys my Bitcoin for a higher price, then it moved the price of Bitcoin up. And so that's what the next guy is expected to pay. So like when non-fungible tokens sell for a lot, it doesn't help the other poor son of a bitch's non-fungible tokens because they're non-fungible. Fungible just means exchangeable, interchangeable. That's all fungible means. So like if you go into a Ritz Cracker package, you don't really care which Ritz Cracker you get. They're all the same. You know, if you buy a Bitcoin, you don't really care which Bitcoin you get, or depending. I mean, the U.S. government just sold their Bitcoin at a $9,000 premium to spot. So some people do actually care the provenance of their Bitcoin because they don't believe in the total fungibility of Bitcoin. And, you know, the U.S. government...
Is that why it got a premium? Like,
sure.
Do we know why?
Well, we don't know exactly why, but would you rather have coins that someone could say were stolen, or would you rather have coins from the government sold you? There obviously is a little bit of premium that you could pay.
Stupid. It's just ignorance.
Well, it's not though. I mean, certain Bitcoins are on the fucking OFAC list. Like certain Bitcoin addresses, you literally go to jail if you trade with them. And certain Ethereum addresses as well, because the U.S. government said if you trade with these, you get fucked.
Yeah, but you don't have to deal with that. You just buy from Coinbase, or you buy from. I mean, if you do an OTC order, you know, it's like, why do you have to pay the government 9,000 plus premium? I don't get that. I read it for.
It was for a very small amount though. It was like, I think it was sort of like 0.74 Bitcoin. So we're not talking like fucking big money here.
So it was just somebody that was not smart.
Hey, or somebody that just wanted us to talk about it on stream because they'll pay 100,000 for a JPEG, so they'll pay 9,000 for laughs. Like
that's possible.
Yeah,
that's possible. Or it's just somebody who owed the government a favor.
So let me give you an example of something. I like when I discover new things that the other people haven't discovered in the world yet. like when I coin new terms or when I thought lead, right? So I'm happy to call myself a thought leader because I identify shit first and popularize it. So I'll do that.
Okay.
Ready?
Right.
Okay.
Go.
You want to launch a new token. People have to have the token. So how do you distribute the new token? There's a few different ways.
Yes.
You can give it out once per person's identity. XRP tried that shit with like Facebook. XLM did it too, where you like have to give them a Facebook ID. I think
Okay.
those are two I know of. How else can you do it? Proof of waste, which is how Bitcoin does it. Every single Bitcoin that exists went through the hands of a miner. So it's an inflationary currency that enriches miners, which thereby by proxy enriches hardware manufacturers and electricity companies. Okay, that's another way to do it. Okay, what's another way to do it? Crowd sale. Ethereum was launched with a crowd sale, where if you got in day one, you got a little bit more ETH, and if you got in the last day, you got less ETH, and they accepted Bitcoin primarily. I think you could have also like wired money to their Zug trust or whatever in Switzerland, but not exactly sure. And then what are other ways you can do it? Airdrops. Okay. And then what's the newest one? They give you some made up coin for yield farming. Now this is the shittiest of the shitty, and I'm going to explain to you why. The absolute shittiest of the shit. Right. Okay. Proof of work. Can you lose your whole stack? No, you can't. You just bought some machines. The machines have value for other things. You can't lose your whole stack. All right. Token sale. And I haven't really, I mean, most token sales you end up, I mean, the ICOs did give you what you were supposed to, but
you can lose your money.
Yeah. So with ICOs, you really are risking your money.
Enter coin anybody? Yeah.
And I don't suggest anyone participate in them. I never have, but you know, so we know about ICO. That mostly sucks. So ICO is probably one of the worst ones. No, there's no alignment of incentives. People get paid for shit that never ships. Their optimal game theory is to just leave and do the next thing. They're just horrible. And then airdrop, you don't have any risk. None at all. That's awesome. You have no risk.
Correct.
Now, yield farming.
Other than taxes, but yeah.
A shit coin comes out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if someone shoves something at you, what can you even do? You can't even do anything about it.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I feel you, Doc. I feel you. So like yield farming is, I want you to take all of your money, and I want you to risk it in this contract, which is brand new, that no one has really fucking looked at yet. And these have a history of failing, and they have a history of being rug pulled, and they have a history of losing people's money. I want you to take all of your money and put it into this yield farming shit, which is going to be some copy of Uniswap. And then as a reward for doing that, whatever percentage you are of the bullshit that just risked all of their money in this contract, we're going to issue this new shitcoin. And then the yield farmers, the apes, are like, yes, we want to do this. Let's go risk all our money. And then, so this just happened. Big data protocol. No one had ever seen it before. Appears within a contract no one's ever seen before and has $2 billion or $3 billion in it already from day one. So you're like, oh, okay, whose money is that? Alameda's money. Okay. So Alameda must have knew the dudes, must have had the ability to look at the shit early, was the first guys in there. And then the whole rest of the world, right? So now they're just earning some new shitcoin by risking all of their money in this contract, billions of dollars of real money, or billions of dollars of shit that has at that time, you could sell it for, you know, $1 billion, right? So now everyone else looks and they're like, well, do we just follow on Alameda and hope they did their work right and risk our shit? Or do we spend some time actually looking at this contract to see if we're going to lose all our money? Now,
who does that?
So then everyone else apes on, right? Justin Sun apes in, Three Arrows Capital apes in, fucking like 0x1B, some shit he apes in. So like, you're like, okay. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I ain't putting no money in this shit. Nobody's ever seen this fucking thing ever before. Now, do you think that shit had a problem?
Did it? I didn't even
know. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it did.
I missed
Yes,
this
it
one.
did. So if you didn't withdraw your fucking yield farming money early, you lost all your rewards. So when it expired, so when the yield farming shit expired, when you went to withdraw your money, you lost all your rewards for putting all that money up at risk.
Well, that's lame as hell.
So then people were like, "Oh shit, we're getting wrecked."
How'd that happen? It was just
poor coding.
error. Okay.
Well, it's just poor coding. So then there was a way to like get your money out without taking that hit, or with taking a different hit. I'm not exactly sure which. Using some like emergency withdraw function that didn't have a front end anywhere.
You couldn't get your money out? Not you, but
No, you would get your money out, but you wouldn't get any of the fucking rewards you were supposed to get. You wouldn't get your shit coin.
Was it because like all the rewards were gone? Like they didn't have
No,
enough,
it's just as a
like,
contract error. Just bad coding.
I missed this one. I knew about BDP, but I didn't know about this.
Yeah. And so like unless you knew how to write your own front end and because like it's the stupidest, absolute fucking most risky, most shitty way to issue a new token. There is no reason to risk everyone's fucking stack in a contract no one's ever seen before just to issue a new goddamn token. Period.
But deposits were okay.
Right? Like I think that most people got their money out, but that's not why you participated. What you participated in was to get your shitcoin, and you lost. A lot of people didn't get their shitcoin, so those people lost their money.
I mean, most of the recent yield farming projects, like a lot of them have been you're depositing your Uniswap LP, right? Your token from Uniswap. Mm-hmm. So you're.
Yeah, but that's real money. That's real money. Risk,
yeah, it's real
depending
money.
But depending on what pairs it represents.
But the deposit contracts are not rocket science, as far as, I mean, I know anything can go wrong at any moment, and it does, but.
I mean, Sushi got rug pulled and then came back from death or whatever. So like Sushi got, and then, okay, so let's go over a fucking list. Sushi got rug pulled.
Well, rug pulls are a different story. That's not the smart contract risk of
it is project. Because like they assigned. All right. So then PancakeSwap had their front end ask you for your private keys because of a DNS hack. Mm-hmm. And what's the other one?
Cream.
Cream asked you for your private keys to steal all your money because of a DNS hack. So Sushi, Pancake, and Cream all fucked the users over on purpose or by accident or for whatever fucking reason. Well,
wait a minute. Sushi was deliberate.
Well, okay.
You're talking about the initial bullshit, right? With
well, yeah, they put 10% into a dev fund, and the dev's like, "Fuck you, dumping it," and just dumped it. And was like, "Yo,
that
thanks
was
for
like
the money."
A deliberate thing. The pancake and the cream thing was DNS jacking